All right, welcome back. We continue with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown, and it's been Combine Week. A lot going on in Indianapolis. Next up will be the draft, the free agency, franchise tag. All this stuff is going to be happening here. So Chris Mueller, Le'Veon Bell remains unsigned for now. Everyone seems to be optimistic, but the closer they get to March the 6th, the more I understand that they're going to get a tag on him and hope to continue to negotiate, but it's unlikely they'll come to a deal if it goes that far. What would you do with Le'Veon Bell?
Play him on the tag at this year, and if you can sign him to a long-term deal, great. But the optimism here has been weird. I kind of got sucked into it for a couple of days when Bell himself, was saying the optimistic things, but they were so obviously far apart, not far apart, but I mean significantly apart last year, that I don't know what could have really changed. So he played a full season and stayed healthy. Great. He's still 1 year older. It seems right now, despite all the talk from both sides, that this has one sort of destined way to end. He plays this year on the tag, and then he probably goes elsewhere, or maybe his price changes and the Steelers sign him for a couple more years. I'll bet on the former happening, and that's what I do. What are you going to do otherwise? I mean, you have, let him walk and then try to replace what he means to this team? I'd rather not. You tag him, you play him, and you worry about next year.
Yeah, I mean, look, I believe the retirement stuff. I think, Chris, for me, the saying the right things about a deal was sort of like the counter to him saying, oh, yeah, I might sit out next year, which none of us believe, but got a headline the week of a playoff game. I think he's going to play this year. I think he's going to play for the tag this year. And I think that I'm with Chris. I think he'll probably play somewhere else in 2019. Look, he is there are very few guys that can do what he does. The problem is the Steelers have a bunch of other parts that, if you put them together, could probably offset some of what he does. And they have needs elsewhere. So that's why I think it's not going to happen.
Going off of Will's point, too, I like the Steelers' position here. I mean, they don't have to, grasp at Le'Veon Bell and do something that's uncomfortable for them. You either sign him to the tag, or you try to negotiate a long-term contract for a reasonable rate, or you move along. You have so many weapons in your arsenal offensive-wise. I just wouldn't stretch and pay this guy some ludicrous amount of money. And if that's what he wants, so be it, but you're going to have to go somewhere else, dude, to get it.
The Steelers are doing their due diligence out there, interviewing a lot of people, a lot of tight ends, but also quarterbacks. And they really don't need a quarterback now, but the thought of, Ben Roethlisberger's successor is out there. So, hypothetically, start with you, Chris, on this one. If a quarterback they really liked, and there are a lot of first-round caliber quarterbacks in this draft, hypothetically falls to them when they pick late in the draft in the first round, would you take that guy even though you have other needs defensively?
I would have said yes to that question, I would say about 4 weeks ago, before I think there was the seeming company line that Ben Roethlisberger was going to play several more years or was expected to. Now that he seems set on playing past this current contract, I feel like it's a situation where there are going to be enough guys that come up through the ranks between now and whenever he's seriously pondering retirement that you don't do this. Plus, the needs just feel like they've been exacerbated even more when you just look at this team and you realize what they don't have, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I know that it's not a top 10 or a top 15 pick, but it's still a first-round pick, and it's not something you can afford to use on a luxury that you might not even need for a half decade if the quarterback ends up sort of having his way health-wise.
Well, I mean, we're dealing with a quarterback that I think if they took a first-round guy, I think that would not sit well with him. I think that
he'd play longer to spite the guy.
I mean,
he'd just say, you know what, I'm playing another decade.
He tends to take some things personally. You can ask the offensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns how that goes.
You'll have to ask Coach Todd about that. It's Coach Todd, okay?
So, I mean, I just think that, look, they need a middle linebacker, okay? They need a middle linebacker. You're not going to find another Ryan Shazier out there, but you need an impact guy at middle linebacker, I think. There are other needs in the secondary. I just think, I don't care if it's the kid from Wyoming. I would say this. I would say take a flyer on Lamar Jackson in the 3rd or 4th round. That one I could sign off on.
He won't be there in the 3rd or 4th round.
They had him, the 7th, 8th guy on the board? Is that right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, all I'm saying is,
if he's there in the 4th round, they should take him, and they deserve to win a bunch of Super Bowls for how many suckers are out there who aren't even giving this guy a shot to play quarterback, which is patently ridiculous.
Tight end.
Oh, he can't play tight end either, Jason.
No, not him. That's where I'd be looking. I understand the inside linebacker move. I would even think about maybe free agency that way, if that's your Mike Mitchell type move. I think they're going to make one of those, but to me, there's some intriguing prospects. Gesicki is one of them, but get somebody who you can grow with, who you can develop. I feel like they're just sort of patching holes with Jesse James and Vance McDonald. Get somebody who is in the Heath Miller mold, an actual pass-catching target, and grow with him.
One thing I would say about the defense, and where I would have normally said Jason's crazy, you don't need that many more weapons.
Still can.
If Mike Mitchell is gone, which you wonder, the biggest boost they could get outside of an obvious like inside backer in the first round is Artie Burns and Sean Davis just suddenly trend more towards their rookie year than their second year in the league. Like, I think people are sort of forgetting that those guys were awfully promising, and they both had definitively off years. If those guys step back up, then you've gotten what amounts to a kind of high boost in the draft in a sense.
I think one thing, Mike Gesicki's stock is on the rise. I mean, he's been outstanding there with a 40-time better than Antonio Brown, #1 among tight ends in vertical and broad jump. I mean, he's got it all going for him. He could be one of those guys. Who knows? All right, now it's time for Armina Stone. Yes, we go around the horn for this week's Smooth Moves, brought to you by Pittsburgh's largest supplier of the smoothest granite, marble, and quartz countertops. That's Armina Stone. So top to bottom, Chris, your Smooth Move of the week.
Smooth move of the week for me goes to 93.7 The Fan station management for sending Starkey and Mueller to Florida. Look at me. I don't look translucent anymore. This is the best I've looked on television
without
in
makeup.
Years. Without makeup? Thank you, guys. I look great. I'm 10 years younger.
I'm going to split it up with two goaltenders, Penguins-wise. Tristan Jarry at the bottom, Jim Rutherford at the top for what he did around the trade deadline.
For me, real quick, I went to the Olympics, Czech Republic, snowboarder Esther Ledecka. She wins a gold medal, beats Lindsey Vonn, all of them in a skiing race. I see her at a Kentucky Fried Chicken that night. I'm looking at it. Is that really her? I'm looking at my phone. Is that really her? She kind of casually stands up and drapes a gold medal around her neck and walks out. So, yes, Esther Ledecka, that was the boss move of the Olympics for me.
Wow. By the way, you did an outstanding job covering it for the Associated Press. Just want to throw that in. All right, Armina Stone. Make sure you go there for the smoothest granite counter marble tops you're going to find anywhere in Western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh's largest indoor stone gallery. Check them out at arminastone.com.